What's cracking, Hope Nation? It is great to see you again. My name's Kevin Hines. If you haven't been here in a while and you haven't clicked that subscribe button, if you hadn't is that a word? I don't know. It is now. If you haven't hit that subscription, notification bell. That's what it's called. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you know when the videos are coming every Thursday and Saturday. Okay, so guys, this is Ask Kev, the series where we bring to you questions from all over the internet, social medias that you have sent to me, asking me questions about how I deal with my brain, mind, behavior, mental health struggles, and how you can too. The United States Air Force is dealing with a rash of suicides and a suicide rate that is unprecedented in this time. It is quite terrifying. We're very worried about the Air Force. We're very worried about all of our military servicemen, women, and individuals across this great nation and around the globe. Specifically, we've been asked questions by Kirtland Air Force Base officers themselves. We were there a couple of days ago working on some suicide prevention initiatives, speaking to the entirety of the base there. And now we've got these great questions from them, and we are going to break down one more in the series for Kirtland Air Force Base, airmen around the world, and every member of our U.S. military services. Okay, here we go. Kevin, what is your full bipolar diagnosis? Well, friend at Kirtland Air Force Base, let me break it down. I have been triply diagnosed. That means 3 different doctors have diagnosed me with the very same disease, bipolar disorder, type 1 with psychotic features. But that said, that was my diagnosis from 17 years of age until recently this year, where my new doctor, a psychopharmacologist and therapist, a neuropsychopharmacologist, she has many degrees. Shout out Dr. Hastic, love you, you're amazing. One of the best doctors I've ever had in my entire life. I'm so grateful to be able to avail of your services, as many cannot. That said, I have been now re-diagnosed with bipolar with schizoaffective tendencies. Let's talk about what this means right here, right now, but I'm not going to do it. You're not going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from our clinical perspective from Dr. April Foreman of the Kevin and Margaret Hines Foundation. I'll give you my assessment, okay? We know what bipolar disorder is. We know there are manic euphoric natural highs that cause you to skyrocket into a place of you're in the stratosphere, you're in space, you believe you can do things that aren't possible, see things that aren't real, you believe you can be so creative in a way that is going to win you an Oscar, an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and in fact, once you lose the mania, you realize it wasn't very useful at all. Some of us in this manic euphoric high find creativity that's actually very valued and very helpful to them. And some of the greatest composers, some of the greatest orators, some of the greatest intellectual minds of our time live with bipolar disorder and got some true creativity that changed the world from it. That said, mania can be very dangerous. There's a prodrome period of mania. There's hypomania, which is a mid-level of mania. Then there's mania, which is where you can become very dangerous. And if you go on a manic state for too long, you can have what's akin to brain damage, which I had just last year. My brain is suffering the consequences as of late. My ability, as you can tell right now, my ability to articulate myself is not the same as it used to be. My brain has dealt with a year and a half of extreme mania straight. Now I'm past that point today. I'm in a much better place. I had to go and plateau into a dark and shadowy depression because once you go up, you must come. Yes, that's right. You said it, down. No, but I'm not trying to make light of this. The mania I experience is dangerous. It causes me to do things that scare my family, my friends. It caused me to be in a world of hurt. But I'll tell you what I hate. I hate the paranoid delusions. I've got a whole video coming out of me inside of a paranoid delusion that's so intense and so real. It really is. My buddy Tyshawn behind the camera is going to edit this one. It's going to be impactful and powerful, but also very hard to see, but very real. When you feel so paranoid that you think people are trying to kill you all the time, when you're a civilian, imagine what you would feel if you were an airman who's on the field of battle, on the ground, doing the work, getting shot at, getting shot down, being pinned down behind enemy lines. This is our service family of the United States of America have a tough job. Whether you believe in them or not is not the issue. They're going through a lot. And my paranoid delusions stem from my infant trauma. Your paranoid delusions stem from something else, but certainly trauma from somewhere in your life. And post-traumatic stress disorder, we can turn it into post-traumatic growth. But back to my diagnosis, bipolar type 1 with psychotic features, it means I go into skyrocketing manic euphoric highs. I crash into terrible, darkened depressions where I'm suicidal. I end up in places where I begin to plan my attempt. But I get to a safe place by asking 4 simple but effective words: I need help now, to anyone in front of me. But the hardest thing is that paranoia is so severe that you can't function. You can't move forward. You can't look at a brighter day. Next to that are the hallucinations, auditory and visual, that I still have. Those are hard because you're seeing and hearing things that nobody else can see or hear, and people don't believe you. People will say, that's not real. Hey man, don't tell me my hallucinations aren't real. They're real to me, as real as the hands in front of my face. Look at me and say, Kevin, I'm not experiencing what you're experiencing, but I'm hearing what you're saying and I can empathize with your pain. Let me sit with you in this struggle and let you know that you're safe. That's more helpful to me in my bipolar diagnosis than anything else. So you've got the mania, the paranoia, the hallucinations, the depression, anxiety attacks for me, panic attacks entirely. And I quell all of this with breathing techniques, functional breathing to the brain to increase oxygen levels to make sure you're not holding your breath in times of aggression, sadness, upsetness, and discomfort. That's what we do. Americans, people all over the world, are 88% of the population are not breathing properly. Let's start breathing properly. You can do one thing right now to better balance your brain health, to make sure that whatever you're going through, or if you're living with bipolar disorder, formerly known as manic depression, what both my biological parents had before me, 30 reps, 3 sets a day. Think of it like you're lifting weights. Do your breathing. Ready? In through the nose, 4 seconds. Out, pursed lips like a whistle, 8 seconds with like a whistle but no sound. Ready? In with the good, out with the bad. In with the good, out with the bad. That's one thing I know that will help your better brain function. If you're living with bipolar disorder, severe to clinical depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, or any mental illness in between, you can find some comfort and betterment in your mental state by breathing functionally and breathing properly for your better brain health. So that's my diagnosis. I live with it every day. It's not something I'm cured from. It's not something that's gone away. It's something I take medication for, eat non-inflammatory foods for. Thanks. Shout out Max Lugavere of Genius Foods. Look, shout out Kirtland Air Force Base for listening to these Ask Kevs. They are for you and your airmen all around the world, in every base, and all our military servicemen and women. I want you guys to go to kevinhinesstory.com/resources for the 3 resource guides that I need you to have right now, okay? kevinhinesstory.com/resources for the Art of Wellness Guide to Better Brain Health, the clinical perspective on how to prevent suicide amongst our teens, and the YouTube guide to what videos are going to help you today. Oh, and you thought you were getting rid of me. Don't forget to go to kevinhinesstory.com/shop, cop your Ask Kev USA military merch today. The Ask Kev USA handle on some of the merch and the tags on some of the merch that you'll see are very well military colors. Those proceeds will go toward military suicide prevention initiatives to help our servicemen and women all over the world. Guys, be well. Be good, kind, and compassionate to every person you ever come into contact with. You never know what they're going through on the inside. And whatever the heck you do, be here tomorrow and every damn day after that. Take care, guys. See you soon. This is Ask Kev. I'll see you next time. Every Thursday and Saturday here at youtube.com/KevinHines. If you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and share this video with someone who you care about who's going through a hard time.
Great question. I'm at Doc Foreman. This is Ask Kev. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of the Hines Foundation, and I want to talk about a bipolar disorder. What is a bipolar disorder? What disorder does Kevin have? What are these class of disorders? Bipolar disorders, and there are several different kinds, are a class of disorders that are characterized by mood that sort of operates in sort of an up and a down sort of a pattern. And with bipolar disorders, there are a couple different types, bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, and there are some different subtypes and some other classifications you could have. If I had a chalkboard back in the day when I taught university, I'd draw you a little diagram that really helps you identify the different types. But with bipolar 1 disorder, what happens is you have the highest highs, you have real mania. It will last anywhere from 4 to 7 days. Mania is really hard on your body. You don't sleep. You might not have much of an appetite, very elevated moods, grandiosity. And with Kevin, he has some psychotic sort of experiences. And those highs are very, very high, and they're followed by sort of periods of normal mood and then really low lows. And those lows really are characterized like major depressive episodes. They might last several weeks, maybe sometimes people have those last a month or two. You have these depressive episodes, it's full depression, low mood, poor sleep, poor appetite, depressive feelings, suicidal thoughts. It's called psychomotor retardation. Your body feels really slow, feels really tired, and then you sort of have these periods in between. With bipolar disorders, you have periods of normal mood, and you have longer periods of depression, and you usually have a few episodes of mania a year. With bipolar 1 disorders, they're genetic, they have this strong medical component. You really need to take medication to get well, and you don't ever recover, you just manage it like type 1 diabetes. You have it all your life, and you learn to live well with it and to manage it. Bipolar 2 disorders have hypomania, means you might not get full-blown mania, and then these periods of depression. And bipolar 2 disorders, same deal. It's genetic, has this important biological component. You need to take medication and get care. You also have dysthymia, which is periods of sort of normal mood, and then depression, like mild depression, not full depressive disorders or episodes, but sort of mild depression, and you go from normal mood to mild depression. You might have cyclothymia, where you have hypomania, which is almost manic, and then some mild depression, and you go up and down. But remember, the key factor is you sort of go up and down. You have schizoaffective disorders, which are having your mood go up and down and having psychotic features in addition to mood features when that happens. The thing about bipolar disorders is that they all really require medication, they require careful monitoring, and you need to be in treatment all your life. There is another kind of disorder that's much more common, and it's called borderline personality disorder, where your mood might change every 2, 4, or 6 hours. It strongly reacts to the environment. You may have a lot of suicidal feelings, self-harm, impulsive behavior, angry outbursts, feeling alone, feeling abandoned all the time. And those disorders seem like bipolar because your mood changes a lot, but it's not in these sort of regular sort of waves where you have 4 or 5 days of mania, some normal mood, a month of depression. It's changing every few hours. The great news about having borderline personality disorder is that over 80% of the time, if you go to get an effective therapy for it, you'll be much better in a year. It's like having type 2 diabetes. Diet and exercise and good self-care can cause you to fully recover from that disorder. Even if you have an underlying mood or anxiety disorder, you can get over a borderline personality disorder. But bipolar disorder, like what Kevin has, really requires lifelong care and treatment. If you have these swings in mood and suicidal thoughts and feelings and really severe painful symptoms, I urge you to get a correct diagnosis. A correct diagnosis is so important because the treatments for these different disorders are not all the same. And it's really important to get the diagnosis correct so you can get the treatment that works. And so you know if you've got a disorder that a lot of therapy can help you recover from, or a disorder where you've got to do very careful medication management over a lifetime. This is @DocForeman. I'm happy to be here with Ask Kev. It's a pleasure to be a part of Hope Nation. Take care.